This is the Duckfellas podcast, your weekly dose of waterfowl wisdom, blind banter, and hunting stories that might just be mostly true. Hosted by Tyler, Cade, and Austin, three fellas chasing feathers and good times. Do us a favor and hit that like button or subscribe wherever it may be that you're tuned in at. What a weekend it was.
If that's what you want to call it.
Something
Not
like that.
good.
Oh,
Just felt like we could never get anything going good for us.
Nope, we had every problem you could have, from battery troubles to later known messed up hydraulic lines and fog and not a lot of working birds. Yeah, it was fun.
headlights,
I
the
forgot
entire
about that part.
population of Knoxville hunting an area. Yeah,
I'd
no,
say
it was
half-
great.
I'd say half the state of Iowa, honestly.
hmm
Those batteries that was a mess Saturday morning.
I feel like on the last episode we did something about hunt season prep or something like that.
Listen, Linda, you can
Get
only
an
do
F
so
on-
much.
We get an F on that report card.
Hey, at least the boat was brushed.
That is fair.
Now, we really need some weather to get some birds moving and hopefully kill some birds.
Yep, it's tough out there for a duck hunter right now.
Especially for a guy like Austin.
Everything's tough for me.
At least you know.
But at least he didn't forget the eggs this weekend.
He didn't. We can finally quit giving him shit for it. He rebounded well.
Woke up on time every day. Not all three of us can speak for that. Brought all the food I was supposed to. Also, not all three of us did that. So, honestly, I'm going to count this weekend as a win for me personally.
That's
You know,
good.
it was pretty funny this morning when I woke up and seen that you were asking if we'd already launched the boat because you thought you were late.
Yeah, the time change really messed me up, let me tell you. Woke up, thought that I was behind, realized that I was actually the only one up.
But hey, at least you were awake this time.
Good times.
No, was not really good times.
I got to take 2 lake showers this weekend. That was cool.
I don't think lake water ever hurt anybody.
One first thing in the morning at freaking what ended up being like 7 o'clock. And then today's was on the way back. At least that was on the way back. On the way out sucks.
It got a little choppy today on that big water.
It tends to do that.
But at least where we hunted today, we could kind of got away from the people and didn't have as much competition to say.
That does make it nice. It's nice to actually be able to call at birds and attempt to work them. They were being kind of stubborn today, but yeah, it was nice to not have 17 groups of 5 hunters shooting all the way around you.
Yeah, that was wild, being able to work ducks and not have everybody and their brother calling at them.
If only that could happen every single time. It'd be way more enjoyable.
It probably could. We just gotta go hunt the tundra every day where nobody lives. But I don't think Austin would survive there. His feet would get cold.
Since I got these new waders, feet have not been cold yet. 2 people's feet were cold on the boat a little bit this morning. Not Austin's. Again, counting this entire weekend as a success for me.
It wasn't even that cold.
It wasn't
Yeah.
that warm.
No, that's fair.
I mean, this morning was chilly. I mean,
Yeah,
I think it was
29
like
degrees.
29. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I think I'll take that over the 40 or 50 in the morning. What I think it was 45 Saturday morning.
Yeah, we were definitely a lot closer to the heaters on in the boat today than any other day we've been out so far.
That is usually what happens when it's the coldest morning so far. Tends to be like that.
Glad to see your guys' attitudes have just rolled right over from the boat this morning. It's great. I'm going to love the next hour of my life.
I will say one plus about having issues right now with the boats so far is at least it's not 20 degrees out trying to change batteries or rehook wires for the lights on the front of the boat not working.
Yeah, and we got pretty lucky that little rain shower that hit us while you were going to get batteries wasn't when we were trying to put batteries in, because it ended up raining pretty good there for a little bit.
Yeah, no, I noticed that when I was sitting in Walmart parking lot at 5 o'clock in the morning. It was coming down pretty good.
When they don't open till 6.
Yeah, freaking COVID.
Not good.
COVID just ruined everything for us.
Just a series of unfortunate events this weekend.
I feel like Friday went pretty good, though. I don't think we had any issues Friday.
It's because I wasn't there.
Checks out.
There was no camera on board. That adds up.
Hey, you brought one too.
Yeah, I did.
It's that new prop. We'll blame it on that.
You leave the new prop out of this. It pushes that boat pretty good.
Yeah, it does.
Things slow.
Yeah, not as slow as you.
Ooh. Diggers right off the bat. I love it. Here
Is that
for
a
a good
Red
time,
Bull?
not a long time.
No. Why don't you mind your business and get into what you two are going to talk about first this evening?
You two, you're involved in this. You know that, right?
Yeah, except I know nothing about waterfowl behaviors. I just point and say, hey, those look like ducks coming at us. You guys should call it those. And you do.
Well-
And we end up shooting them a lot.
Well, since you're discussing the topics, Austin, just letting them know what we're going to talk about here. What's the other topic we're going to cover today?
The other topic is scouting. And I can attest to that. I do a lot of that. I get the opportunity to drive around and do all that. But I'm going to let you guys work through waterfowl behaviors before we go through scouting.
Oh, okay. Well, you just keep sucking them cough drops down over there.
I'm going to.
Old boy's a little sicky.
Yeah. This weekend got the best of me.
He hunts 3 days and all of a sudden he's sick.
It's all right. I'll still be there, sick or not.
I do remember that happening to me last year, though. I hunted like 3 days in a row and then I died.
Yeah. I think
That was not fun.
it's the worst when you get sick during hunting season and you got to fight through it or just miss days. And I don't like to miss days.
I'd rather die in the boat than miss a day.
I don't know. Dying in the boat was pretty equivalent to yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't have been too
Not
bad about
good.
missing that one.
I don't know. We had a good time.
It's never a bad time when you have a full boat of guys that just don't really give a shit and just roast each other the entire day.
Yeah, no, there were some hateful things said at certain points of the day.
Mm-hmm. The high point of yesterday was, without a doubt, breakfast.
Probably would have been better with tortillas.
How does the burrito man
Crazy
forget tortillas?
Listen, I put everything in bags and then put it in the boat the night before. But I forgot that I didn't buy tortillas this time. I already had tortillas.
That makes sense. I understand the problem there.
Yeah.
All right, so let's jump into this thing. The first thing we're going to talk about on the waterfowl behavior side of things is early morning birds versus later in the day, like afternoon, or even we can talk about evening birds too. That's a little bit different than afternoon birds, I feel like. Obviously, anybody that's duck hunted knows that first thing in the morning is usually pretty epic. Normally, you got ducks landing in the decoys like 5 minutes before shooting time. Whether or not they get back up is a different story. But I always feel like that first daybreak, you first start to see the sun come up. I feel like that's probably the best part of the day.
Definitely would have been this morning that we missed out on.
Yeah.
As I'm walking back to the boat and you guys are setting it up and there's 30 mallards trying to dump right in. It depends on the time of year for that, I feel like, too, whether they're flying first thing or a little bit later in the day. But like this time of year, it seems like if you're not ready for shooting time in that first hour, you're really going to miss out.
Yeah, it seems like, they have to get super pressured to do it, but they can. But a lot of times it's like when it starts to get really cold, they kind of wait up a little bit. And I don't know why Austin's flipping us off for no reason, but
Yeah, I don't know.
that kind of day.
No, example, like last year at the end of, what was it, the last day of duck season or within the last 2 days, we hunted when it was ridiculously cold for like a week, and we got that warm up, and were able to get back out on the water again. I mean, they really didn't start flying till I was like 10 o'clock or maybe 11. 'Cause I feel like we killed most of our birds between 11 and like 12:30 because I think we just turned football on this boat, and all of a sudden we were done.
I love it when it happens like that. It's just too easy.
For sure. That day was fun. Didn't have to do no calling at them even. They were just gonna give it up.
That was on a warm-up day too, so I feel like, I mean, they wait even longer sometimes when it's still really, really cold out.
Yeah, and I think part of it might be that they're like when it's where they're in that cold phase or just that time of year, they're focusing on getting to the field in the morning. So you might get a couple here right at shooting time, and then they just disappear and go to the cornfields and chill out.
Yeah, I know sometimes, like, we've hunted when it's really, really cold out, and you'll go out, like, right at sunrise because there's no point getting there super early. We'll go out at sunrise, and you'll kick up a couple birds, but you don't really see anything fly till I've seen it, like, 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. They finally all get up, and then kinda like you were just saying, you're done in, like, 20 minutes. It's awesome. It
Yeah.
sucks waiting, though.
Oh, yeah. No. That is when you know they're coming, but you just don't know for sure when. That is tough to sit there and wait.
Then it's like you hit noon, and you start thinking about, are we really gonna sit here until dark, and then they're finally gonna get up, and we can't shoot them anymore?
Yeah, there's been enough days where I've sat there from sun up to sundown, and they fly the last 10 minutes of daylight. It's like, wow, we sat here 8 hours a day for him to fly for 10 minutes.
What a waste.
Especially when you miss your shots on the birds that do come in those last 10 minutes.
That is not fun.
Now that really leaves a bad taste in your mouth at the end of the day.
It does. So does lake water on the way back to the boat ramp.
Oh,
Don't ask me how I know.
you looked a little wet today.
All right. So afternoon birds, we kind of basically just talked about when it gets cold. Let's talk about the early season. I feel like that's it's kind of hit or miss. Some days they get up and beat bop around, and some days, especially like when there's a lot of pressure, I feel like they kind of go out and loaf until, I mean, usually it's like 2 or 3 o'clock. They might start beat bopping around again.
Yeah, I mean, I think it depends on what kind of ducks you have in the area, like whether it's teal or wood ducks or mallards. I mean, for us right now, we actually got decent water, so they could just really spread out, and it's just you might have a fair amount of birds, but it looks like no birds because they spread all over every cove and pocket of water on the lake or marshes around.
Anywhere they're not getting shot.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really blame them. I think I would
No,
probably do the same.
Yeah, I'd probably hide if I was getting shot at too. Can't say that I'd be real keen on, like we were talking about spinners on our last show. They see that stuff a lot and they kind of pick up on it. So I feel like if I got shot at with a spinner rolling, I probably wouldn't go towards it again.
No. I'd like to think I'd stay away, but you just never know. I mean, those decoys might just look too good to resist sometimes. Or when you smell breakfast cooking, you just have to go in there and check it out.
It seems like every time you make bacon, they smell it and they just want it.
It didn't work yesterday. That's like the first time in a while I didn't see it work. But today, the cinnamon rolls is what got them.
It is. As soon as they got pulled out of the oven, it was go time.
Yeah, I mean, I think I pulled them out and started putting the icing on them, and I was letting them cool off for like 2 minutes. The next thing I know, there's 2 mallards dumping right in.
Just need to make cinnamon rolls all day long.
Either we're going to get really fat or have diabetes or something.
Have to start feeding them to the dogs, and then the dogs will get fat and get diabetes.
Then everybody's just on insulin in the boat.
That would be not good.
You're going to need a bigger boat blind.
I was going to need a longer boat because we're going to get wide.
Yeah. You're going to have to roll me through that thing.
I don't know if they make waders big enough for that.
I don't think they do.
We might have to go to the tent and awning store and try to make some concoction.
But I guess back to the late season birds, really I don't know if you have mallards and the weather's right, they're gonna go out and eat and then come back. And as long as they're going to cornfields, I've never had an issue working them unless it's no wind. If you got at least a 5-mile-an-hour wind where it's throwing tiny ripple in the water, it's almost like taking candy from a baby. Unless it's a Saturday or Sunday and everybody's brother, nephew, niece, and uncle and aunt are out there throwing rocks at them.
That was a curveball. I was not ready for that one.
Yeah.
Throwing rocks.
Well, I mean, how many times you go to the boat ramp and see rocks on the ice?
That is true. That is true. It makes sense now. Every single time.
Yeah. And anybody that's listening, take your waders with you to the ramp and a hammer. Don't throw a rock on the ramp. Just break the ice. If you can't break it, then go back home.
I always think it's funny, like, say it's like 5 degrees out for 2 or 3 days. The first day you go go to the boat ramp, you'll see little rocks. Then the next day, they're a little bit bigger rocks. And then the third day that it's been 5 degrees, you know it's still froze.
Yeah.
You know for a fact that it did not thaw at all. If anything, it's thicker. So what do they do? Just throw a bigger rock.
I think they bring rocks to throw out there too, because I don't know where all the rocks come from. Like last year, I went to the boat ramp on the river, and there had to be like 250 nice sized rocks all over the river. People just chucking them out there.
Ellie stashes them and drops them off at the boat ramp.
That's possible.
I heard you boys might need these.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah, that's the cool thing too about like hunting late season when it gets ice. It doesn't take very much wind to actually get it to, like with straight open water, it's a little bit harder to get it to ripple compared to when there's ice. It must be something about it just blowing straight flat across the water once it gets there, but I've noticed that.
Yeah. I think like that wind will hit the ice and just come right across the top of the water or ice, whatever. And then as soon as it hits water, it hits that drag.
Yeah. That makes it way better.
No, you can get some good motion a lot easier hunting an ice hole compared to just a wide open lake.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about shooting waterfowl over water or in a field. I feel like this kind of goes hand in hand with early season and late season. Obviously, the birds aren't going to feed as hard when it's like it is now, 50 some degrees outside and sunny, and they can just eat millet and whatever they want. What do you do different in a field versus over the water as far as like your approach at how you would like start calling at birds and how you finish them? Is there anything different you do?
I feel like in a field, it's a lot. I don't like the feed chuckling, but there's definitely, I do a lot more of that in the field than I do on water. I mean, on water, only time I feed chuckle is just to keep their attention if they're coming in and make sure I can try and point them in the right direction of how I want them to come in. But fields, I mean, I don't know, ducks piss me off in the field because they do their circle. They'll get within 60 and then pull up, and you're like, oh, did we miss our chance again? But they come back around, and they come 10 yards closer that time, and it's like they take like 5 or 6 passes until they finally decide to just squat down and do it.
And then that sucks, like when we were kind of talking about late season hunting water, they all kind of get up at once. So that really sucks in a field when they do that, because then you have birds working above the birds that you're working. So it's like you're shooting into a group of, say, 50, but there's another 50 above it. So you're basically burning 100 at a time.
Yeah, and sometimes it works out when they're just really hungry. I mean, I've had times where you got the tornado coming in on you, and you shoot the bottom ones, and the top ones don't hear it or just don't care, and they just keep coming. I mean, it's as fast as you can load your gun. But I think that really just depends on the temperatures and time of year.
Yeah, for sure.
But no, water, I call a lot different on water. I mean, it just depends. If it's not windy at all, and we're hunting in willows or in trees, I hate that echo off the trees. So I do a lot less calling when there's no wind and try to be as quiet as I can.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense. It's like we said on our last episode, it's really easy to overcall ducks and just blow them straight out of the hole.
I think calling is what really messes ducks up. Like as soon as you get a new push of birds and there's a bunch of people out there calling at them or screaming at them, I think that's what makes ducks stale almost as much or more than just pressure.
Yeah, we've noticed this year too. It's like almost instant. like you'll have a good shoot for a day, and then the next day you try to work birds like you did the day before, and they're nope, we're gonna go hang out where nobody else is at.
Right. They
Yeah.
want absolutely nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
Don't even give you a look at all. Just keep on trucking.
Yeah, it's been a tough start. I mean, I just got back to Iowa 3 days ago now, and we have not killed many ducks in 3 days.
Yeah, it's been a struggle. The worst thing is, like, we got a decent little push of birds about a week ago, and it was one day, and then you just see them flying up in the clouds.
Yeah, that's what's crazy is it's not like, I mean, today we've seen less ducks than out of the 3 days, but we
Yeah.
hunted an area where you're just gonna see less ducks anyways. But, I mean, we're seeing a fair amount of ducks every day, but they're so high up, you're not even a point in calling at them.
Yeah,
They just don't come down, they just keep going, and they gotta be just sitting out in the big body of water and just hanging out.
hiding from everybody that has a shotgun for sure.
Or everybody that has a bud motor.
That too. Does happen to be like that.
Them water hollies.
You kind of touched on it with a lot of people calling, making them more stale, but how much do you think, like, obviously hunting pressure really stales them out, but how much do you think hunting pressure affects birds as the season goes on? Obviously, as the season goes on, typically when it starts getting colder, you lose about half of your boats at the ramp, which I always feel like that makes it a little bit better for the guys that stick it out and go through the cold. And we usually end up getting them pretty good once it gets cold, really cold. Everybody else wants to stay home and stay all snuggled up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame them sometimes.
Yeah.
No, I think the biggest thing that I hate is the boats running. I feel like there's always boats. I mean, I mean, Monday through Sunday. It doesn't seem like there's ever a day that the birds really get a true rest. Like there's always boats. I mean, from, I don't know, 4:30 in the morning till an hour after sunset, there's a boat running around, it feels like. And it's all the time, every day almost. They can't get comfortable anywhere. And every time they get somewhere, someone's running around scouting, which, I mean, it is, they're just putting in some time trying to find birds, which we all are at times. But I think that's hard on them, especially early in the year when there's not many birds. It just makes them leave the area and get out in the water where there's nobody out there.
So what do you think about, like, down south where they have basically a curfew, like you can't be on the water after a certain time? Do you think that helps a ton?
I think it helps some. The I grew up in Southern Illinois, so down there we could hunt till 1:00, and at 1:00 it was into shooting time, but you could still be out there at the lake I grew up on, at least, and scouting. Some of the areas had an off time. I think it was like 3:00, so like the birds had like that last hour and a half ish to do their own thing. But the bad part is sometimes after them birds were there for just a week, maybe it's like they knew 1:00. It's like they were all wearing Apple watches around, and when it hit 1:00, their alarm went off. Said, "All right, let's go."
They got the ESPN notification.
Mhm.
We've been lacking on the ESPN notification.
I
Yeah.
know.
I got to talk to him. Don't worry. We're going to have a meeting this week.
Corporate meeting.
Mm-hmm.
About time you do something.
I'm working on it. I'm trying.
Not very hard, but he's trying.
The constant abuse I've taken this weekend has really taken a toll on me.
I feel I would like for our area specifically. I'm not personally against having on-off times. Like, there is an on-off time for our lake. You have to be off an hour after sunset, and then you can't get back on the water till like midnight.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be opposed to like the first, almost the first 30 days of season having an off time, like a shooting time of 1:00 where you can't hunt anymore. And then the last 30 days, you open it up back to what it is now, all day.
Yeah, that makes sense. Especially
I feel
like we were kind of talking, like early season, you have twice the hunters because it's not brutally cold out. People don't have to hunt out of a boat with a blind with heaters and all that stuff. It makes it a lot easier for people to go out and enjoy it. But yeah, that naturally brings more people out scouting, more people out running channels and bumping birds up. And yeah, like you said, they don't ever have a time to rest.
no, it's constant boats running around. I mean, I've done it too. I've scouted. I mean, why not? It's legal, so why wouldn't you?
Yeah. It is a lot different though with like your little boat, super quiet outboard. I mean, you're not going to do a whole lot of damage to scaring the hell out of them, but they still pick up like what a boat is and all that good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, uh, mud boats are mud boats are definitely needed to get to certain areas, but just them big exhausts they put on them that are so loud that you can't even hear yourself think. I mean, I grew up in an area where a lot of guys used airboats. They and it was always a fight on if that affected the birds or not, but obviously anything that is ridiculously loud where you gotta wear earmuffs to run it is probably gonna, like, put pressure on birds or make them more weary or just mess them up.
Yeah, because I feel like with a newer outboard, they're really, really quiet. I feel like if anything, you get up on them and it just startles them more than anything.
Yeah, I mean, any boat's gonna jump them up,
Yep.
but I think the the level of stress it puts on the birds is different for obviously different decibel levels. I feel like I mean those are we're talking all opinions here, but
Yeah. Yeah, there's no fact checking behind our our words here tonight.
no, gonna get ripped for you hate mud boats. I do.
Like you said though, they do have their place, and it just sucks that like I feel like if we could get on like a general page as far as duck hunters go, like obviously a lot of people like to go out in the afternoons because it's not as busy. They like to go out and try to hunt, but then you have guys that will legitimately go out and scout every single night after they get off of work or they get done hunting in the morning. There's just got to be a time that they can kind of hang out and do their own thing.
Yeah, I mean I do a lot of my scouting just from the road and just
Yep.
I'll get up on a bluff and overlook the lake and sit there binoculars. But I don't do a whole lot of like if we're planning on hunting the lake, I don't scout it much unless there's like I'm going to a different bay or cove on the lake. I'll go check it and make sure there's birds in there that's gonna be worth our time going. But
Yeah.
the the birds use the same areas, same places on certain winds and clouds, sun. You know, I mean, after you hunt an area for a couple of years, it's not hard to figure them out.
Yeah. And we're lucky. We have a gauge that shows us exactly what the water level's at, and you've been around it enough to know where you can and can't get, and honestly, what spots are going to be good for that lake level, which is awesome.
Yeah, that's at least they, you know, at least they bring water up for us. If they didn't bring water up for us, we wouldn't be able to do it around here. Just
Yeah, there's
they're all
just not
mud
enough,
flats.
and there's just not enough.
No, everybody'd be hunting on top of each other.
Yeah,
The only thing that does suck is the channels are just constantly changing. So it's like one year you're running 100 yards on to the left, and the next year you're running 200 yards to the right of something.
yeah. All right, so let's talk about something that you and I talk about a lot. A lot of times it's, damn, if only the sun was out. The other time, damn, if we had some clouds.
Whenever the sun's directly in our eyes and we forget our sunglasses at the house for the 6th day in a row. Ah, gotta put those in my blind bag.
Yeah, you probably should do that. It's weird
Yeah.
even seeing you at the end of your boat without sunglasses, at least on your hat.
Yeah, honestly, the past, well, not the other day because it rained on us all freaking day, but today and Friday have sucked without sunglasses.
Yeah. What are your
I
thoughts
know.
on their reactions though? I mean, obviously you get sun on the decoys, and if you have a good wind, like you were saying earlier, that typically tends to be a better day, but seems like those cloudy days, especially if you get like a little mist or a light rain, those can be pretty good too.
Yeah, I feel like I've had just as many good days in the rain. Well, good days as in we killed ducks, not good days as in I had fun because I hate the rain. But I've had as many good days hunting in the rain as as the sun. Because honestly, if the sun is if you can't put it to your back or like off to your side and it's directly in your face, it's so hard to hide from them because the sun's literally pounding right on the boat or
Yeah.
even the layout blinds.
Yeah.
I
And
don't know.
then like if the sun's on you like that, they can key every single movement you make.
Especially when people, whenever you're hunting a full boat of people or a line of people in layouts, and they stick their face out, and your face just shines bright. And well, I don't know why them ducks flared. Well, me neither. Probably the moon looking at them.
It's basically like you think of the boat in the dark. It's basically like you turn the lights on inside.
Yeah.
But if you have the sun at your back, or like you were saying, off to the side a little bit, it's basically it's doing the same thing to them. They can't see a damn thing down in there.
Right. And if I had to choose between a sunny or cloudy day, I'll always choose a sunny day to my back, no matter what. But a sunny day where the sun's going to be in your face all day, or hunting a cloudy day, I'd say it's like 50-50 for me on those.
Yeah, the cool thing about having like a sunny day is you can kind of manipulate it and make it another like tool for you to use.
Yeah, I mean, it essentially blinds them. So
Yep.
they can only hear then. So whatever they hear of you calling is what they're going off of.
Yeah, but
Feel
then
like
cloudy days, you got to make sure your shit is brushed in good.
Yeah, we definitely try to cut a lot more grass than anything to cover up the top holes, because those things stick out really bad.
Yeah. All right, I think we've chewed up enough time talking about birds. Let's talk about how you find them. We'll have Austin take us through this section.
Can he make it through this?
Yeah.
We'll find out.
I'm probably going to talk a lot less on today's episode just because of how I feel. But I mean, you guys already kind of hit on a couple of like key things. Like, if you want to find birds, you have to get out there. Like, I mean, at least me, for you guys, because I have that opportunity. I mean, granted, Tyler's off for the next month, but Kate still has to work Monday through Friday. And like, I just am very lucky to get that opportunity where my job allows me to drive around all day and look at stuff flying in the sky. Like, so I feel like I'm constantly texting you guys like, yep, like, this is exactly what we thought. The birds are working either the north or the south side or wherever we think that they are. It's just nice to confirm that, so that when we do go in there, we just have better hunts.
Yeah, I always know you got something good whenever I know you're working and you call me during hunting season.
No text, straight phone call.
I found him.
Those are my favorite calls to make. What else here? So I like to, just being from this area and knowing a lot of the farmers, I tend to be able to get permission on quite a few fields around here. So, like, would I rather hunt over water? Yeah, absolutely. But like, I'm also the guy that'll follow them from wherever they are on the water to see where they're feeding, to try to get into that feed as well, too.
Yep.
So I think that that's a completely different part of scouting, because I feel like you almost have to be right on the X where they're feeding. Like, I want to know exactly what field and what part of that field that they're going to.
But you really gotta like find, like, it's when you're scouting like that too. I'm also looking at like how they're sitting in the field. Like, family groups are all balled up tight.
Yeah,
Right.
And that makes a big difference for how you set your decoys up too.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like that's weather dependent as well too. Like, I mean, we never get any snow anymore during season here now, so it's fine. So we don't really have to worry about that. But it tends to get cold every once in a while, and birds will huddle up on us.
Yeah, it is huge to know. Like, the flight line is huge, because if for some reason you can't get permission on the X field, it is nice to know, all right, they're coming from here, they're going to this field. If we are going to try to traffic them, we kind of know what fields we can pick and choose from.
Yeah, that's a big one. I mean, if you can find the line and kind of pattern which way they're taken to their desired field every day, but you can't get permission for that X, I don't mind setting up close to it, or maybe like halfway in between where the water is and where they're going, because you can kind of you might not be able to pull all of them, but I feel like you can pull a handful down most of the time.
I wanted to talk to you guys about scouting around pressure as well too. Like, I'm really lucky to have you guys most of the time. I mean, after this weekend, I thought about just selling all my stuff and like getting rid of you guys as friends, even not just hunting acquaintances.
Does that like include deleting me on Facebook?
I wish.
Oh, okay. Well,
I
at least
wish.
it wouldn't be Facebook official.
Yeah. My wife wouldn't let me though. She told me not to be mean to you.
Is it because I'm special?
It's because you don't have any other friends.
Fair enough.
Dude. Yeah, every weekend he's got a full boat.
That's because he has a nice boat, not because he has a lot of friends.
You know, I think the weekends now when people call me, I think I'm just gonna call Austin and tell him, "Oh, look, boat filled up. You can't go tomorrow."
That's fine. I'll go out there and rip all that brush off that I helped you put on this year. Like, you know what? Have your new friends help you.
Yeah, that's salty there. That's bad.
That's tough. I feel last year scouting I felt like the hardest thing to do for geese because our weather was so up and down. They wouldn't pattern, or sometimes I would I would use a whole tank of fuel in one day because they'd be flying around but never once go to a field, or they'd like a dozen would go to one field and then a pair or whatever. It was weird, like tiny little groups of feeding in random fields, and then most of them would just fly around and then go right back to water.
Yeah, that was like last year we found that one really good field. You and I I went with you basically to get permission on it. Went and hunted it the next day. We found the birds in there at like 2:30 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Same exact weather the next day. The only difference was the sun was out, and those bastards didn't show up until 10 minutes before shooting time was over.
Yeah, that was tough. On that though, like the sun being out, my take on ducks and hunting on sunny days, I would much rather hunt geese on cloudy days. Personally, I've had
For sure.
so much better luck on cloudy days for geese.
And especially if you can get in the field and it starts to rain or snow, that gets greasy.
Oh yeah, that was like what 2-3 years ago we had that hunt.
Yeah.
It was pretty slow, and then it started sprinkling, and then turned to like sleet and snow, and we were done in like 10 minutes after the sleet and snow started.
That was awesome.
All we needed was some lunch that day. Poncheros saved the day.
Poncheros and some rain. We were good to go.
I don't know. It kind of saved the days. They didn't have any tortillas that day.
I remember we got free chips and queso for that.
Yeah, we had to all get bowls, and I was pissed.
I was gonna get a bowl anyway. Gladly took the chips and queso for that though.
Yeah, wasn't mad about that. Dude, this dude's fighting for his life over here.
Yeah,
Yes, he is. He's struggling.
I'm on the struggle bus right now, but as far as scouting around pressure, like there's constant spots that we know the birds are going to hold up where they know and or think that they're safe. So it's just hitting those hot spots and legitimately putting miles on all day. Like you can drive all day and the very last place you check could be where all the birds are, but it's so rewarding once you find them. Just
I feel like
that pressure's off you, and
it's a lot harder to find ducks away from pressure now, just because I feel like there's so many more people that hunt nowadays, or just that there's a less accessible public area to hunt nowadays. It's hard to get somewhere that nobody really looks at or nobody knows about. That just doesn't exist anymore with Onyx and Google Maps and everything.
I definitely think that there's more guys with boats. Like there's so many boats out there. I guess what I'm trying to say is I feel like maybe less people are walking in now than they used to. So maybe that's why it seems more crowded out there, I guess. And I could be wrong with that. Again, I just started at this, but
I mean, you might be. I think you're onto something there too, though. I do think. I mean, boats have became so much more popular because it's so much more easier than, I don't know, dragging a little jet sled behind you and walking through muck to try and kill a duck.
Yeah, usually a duck too. Seems like all the walk-in spots just get beat to hell, and you might shoot a duck.
Every time I try to do it anymore, I don't even know why I do. It's like, oh, they're in, they're good. You get there and you do all this extra work because you think you're gonna smash them, and you see 10 ducks.
Yep.
And they're just waving their middle finger at you as they fly by, too. They don't even look at you.
And then you're like, wow, I remember why I bought a boat.
100%. It's really hard to make breakfast when you walk in.
It is.
Big breakfast, guys.
Yeah. You're the main one that's always yelling, are you going to cook soon?
Well, guess what happens every single time we start breakfast? We see and shoot birds.
He's got a point.
He does have a point.
Mm-hmm. They know our tricks.
I don't think they do. Otherwise, they wouldn't fall for it.
No, it just smells so good. They can't resist.
I think that pretty much sums up scouting, too. I mean, is there anything in general from what we've discussed today that anybody'd like to add that we haven't touched on or maybe missed on?
I don't think so. I mean, it's pretty cut and dry. You gotta go try to find them, and definitely look in spots you would think, yeah, there's probably nothing there, but go check it anyway because you never know.
Yeah, definitely don't just skip on something because you haven't seen them for a week in there. Every day is different, and especially if the temperature's dropping or it's, you've been sunny and no wind for a week, and all of a sudden you're getting clouds and some high winds, it can really change the game on them, even if you get no new birds.
Yeah, that like last year we found that big water spot, and we had always talked about it like, man, I wonder if that ever holds birds. And then we happened to just go scout it one day, and we were like, yep, we'll go there tomorrow.
Right. It's always fun when you find those spots.
Oh yeah. And then you only find like 2 shotgun shells laying around. That was the best part.
The spot's either going to be really good or it's going to be really bad if you show up and there's a ton of shotgun shells laying everywhere, because it's either been just burnt up, or the ducks are just still just hammering it.
Yeah.
Well, I think that'll pretty much wrap up this week. I did confirm earlier, but it sounds like next week we'll have Mr. Ryan Kamm on to discuss the utilization of dogs and then just how much a dog can or can't help you on a hunt.
Yeah, I feel like dogs are obviously a very useful tool. I think I can count on one hand how many times at the end of the day I've said, yeah, the dog totally ruined the day. Just totally ruined the entire day. I think on one hand I can say that.
Yeah, I mean, I would much rather have a dog with me and have it be able to go get the ducks. So I don't have to get in and out of the boat every time. I'm fat and lazy.
Especially your castle too. That thing kind of sucks to get up in.
Yeah, but I got out of there pretty quick today when that drake was crippled and trying to get away from us.
And you got it.
I didn't think I was going to get it. I was
when Ellie's doing gymnastics in the back, saying, guys, please, you brought me here to retrieve ducks. I just want you to shoot something.
Let me do my job.
I didn't think she was going to relax today. She was on it this morning, just doing jumping jacks or cartwheels back there or something.
Yeah, she woke up on 100 this morning, and she did not come off of it all day.
Yeah, no, that was nuts. But I think that's going to do it for this week for us. Thanks for tuning in, and make sure you please subscribe on your preferred podcast destination. Ugh, words are tough. Hard. That way you can keep up with us, and you get updates when we post an episode. We're on Apple, Spotify. Should be posted on YouTube this week, I believe. Amazon Music, Podbean, and iHeartRadio.